So, what kind of numbers did you guys figure out would multiply to 39 for number one? 1 and 39 makes 39, but when you add them, you get 40. Doesn't work. What else would make 39? 13 times 3 makes 39. When you add them, they make 16. So those are the numbers you want. The factored form of number one, x plus 13, x plus 3. It doesn't matter what order. 100% for both of those. So what's different about number two? There's a greatest common factor, a GCF. Looks like all three parts divide by what? 3. So I'm going to take a 3. I'm going to divide all three parts by 3 and change the problem. So if I divide a 3 out of the first term, I just have x squared. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 45 divided by 3 is 15. Now I'm going to try the problem with what's left in these parentheses. A is now 1, B is now negative 2, and C is now negative 15. So now that the GCF has been taken out, I want to multiply to negative 15 and add to negative 2. What did you guys come up? Yes? Yeah, very good. Negative 5 times 3. 100% right. Keeps the 3 on the outside. All right, so check what you boxed. Is your 3 there? You need the 3 in the problem for full credit. Okay, what's number 3 called? What's the name? Sorry?
The difference of 2 squares.
Difference of 2 squares. That's because you can square root x squared and you can square root 81. What's the square root of 81? 9. So once you recognize that that number is square rootable, you actually already know what your factors are. Plus and minus 9. Opposite signs cause them to cancel, which is why there's no b. They've canceled. You have a positive 8 and a negative 8. I mean 9. Positive 9. Okay, number 4, 8 times 8, 64. 8 plus 8, 16. I think I've included this in here because I want you guys to see how else can we rewrite this. Yeah, perfect square trinomial, and it can be written this way. So everybody take your answer to the next step and write it like this if you haven't done that already. These are the same, okay? 100% full credit, 100% full credit, but I want you to recognize that these are equivalent. This and this, same. Any questions on Boert? Okay, get out your worksheet. But if I could go back in time, back into history, I would change it. To what? I'll tell you. I would change it to GEMDAS. Do you think it would have been as successful as GEMDAS? So why do I think GEMDAS is superior to PEMDAS? Grouping symbols. Okay, lots of people mess up. They think parentheses mean something like really significant, especially when parentheses are really just multiplication. That can be confusing. So I like GEMDAS, or you can even say GEMDAS better. Because we got parentheses, we got brackets. Did you know radical bars are grouping symbols? You do anything inside of radical bars as well? Fraction bars are considered grouping symbols. You can simplify the top and bottom before you actually divide. So PEMDAS, the P really cut off a lot of different operations. Okay, E for exponents. These come right out of your book. So they said E for evaluate powers, you know. And then sometimes students, when you first learn this, you think multiply always comes before divide, don't you? So it could have also been get MOS, right? Because sometimes you divide before you multiply, right? So it depends which one comes first. Sometimes you divide first. And do you always add before you subtract? No, sometimes subtraction comes first. So it could be saw, right? This could be worded a lot differently. Sometimes you subtract first. So these 4 steps is what your textbook thought more appropriate than this awesome acronym that has helped you remember it for years. I'm not hating on the acronym, it's still good. Plugging in for your variable, simplify, show your work. I won't give you credit on this unless work is shown. So we're going to do 7 problems together, and then you're going to do an independent assignment, and we're done. So do these 7 problems with me, so we can catch any mistakes you might make, and then you're on your own. Feel free to use a calculator when you want. Feel free to do it all on your own. Okay, can anybody back up 28? Anybody else? Okay, let's take a look step by step. I put my 3 in for M. M is out, 3 is in. Right here. There you go. In case I didn't, because I didn't verbally say it, we're plugging in these ones here and here. So you're doing a much more difficult problem with just the variable. Go ahead and plug in first, and then simplify. Okay, I'm going to move on. Let me know if you have a question. Yeah, that's it. We're going to do 7 problems, and then we're done classwork, and you can start your assignment. Number 2, you may have chosen a different way, but technically you should divide first. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Multiply -1, add 4, get you -2. Technically. Yep. Any questions or wanted to make I don't know. That was from last week, so if you remedied it since last week, it's old. I didn't just give it to you.
It's a book you use and you get to keep it your whole year for any person. That book is
9.4. It can't be. 15.4. No. What's 3.2 squared? 10.24.
I think she's practiced 5 years. Yeah. Right, I'm just gonna walk in. I'm sorry, just like. Huh? Yeah, because your mom threw it. Maybe it doesn't even sign though. Because my thing yesterday, I got caught. Me, I don't know.
Any questions? So you see this came out positive, really? Negative squared, negative times a negative is going to be positive. Oh, then you brought the minus sign with it. Okay, that works. Yeah. Sometimes. So this is going to be what? Positive 81. Times 5. 60. Positive. Everybody am I on track so far? Nothing but positives up there in that numerator. And negative to the 4th power. Get a calculator. You want use a calculator here. Negative to the 4th power is going to come out positive. And then 3 times 4 is 12. Times 5 is 60. So we do the exponent and the multiplication before we try to subtract. And that's my denominator. Take it step by step so you can check your work. Anybody did this so far? Two. And then this can what? Torin, what do we do next?
I'm gonna say, what is the denominator be -125 minus 6? 2 cubed is 8, but W is an exponent in this case.
Yeah, I put 4 in here. 2
Oh,
times
my
4.
bad. I also multiplied by X.
Okay, yeah. Plug in the wrong line. Good checking. Does anybody else want to check in with what they have? Am I going too fast? Let me speak up. Is this your final answer?
Hmm?
Is this your final answer? Is this your final answer? This thing reduces.
So,
Oh, you got a decimal. So for credit, you need to leave this in fraction form. I won't show you decimal. But I will let you use a calculator to simplify. So in the classroom calculator or in the calculator I recommended that you buy, if you use the fraction button, which looks like this, then you enter that in and hit enter, it'll reduce it for you. Maybe they both divide by 3. Yeah. The top and bottom by 3?
I think that the whole fraction is negative.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So maybe you'd prefer a little minus sign in the middle.
Like,
I always put my negative sign for my final answer in the numerator. It'll be typed in the middle. If it's in the bottom, it doesn't matter. One negative sign is equivalent wherever it goes. It cannot be in fraction form. You can have a mixed number. What's your mixed number? That's it. That's a full credit answer. I like it. But no decimals here. This is a decimal answer because the problem started with a decimal. So you can work the whole thing in decimal form for full credit. This did not start with any decimals, so you're not allowed to convert to decimal. But you do have a calculator. That's both of them, right? Okay. 3 more. H and K is the same for both of these. So go ahead, H and K. Maybe we're going too quick. Maybe just try to get 5 done. Okay, don't get overwhelmed. It's okay if you get 5 done perfectly. You're accurate. That's great. You don't need to say it's okay. Everything will be alright. Holly, what you got? Did you finish it? Okay, good. I gotta back up. Wait a minute, which day? So. Okay, see if we can trick you on this one. one more example in class. Oh, there's two. Formula. So formulas is a part of this. This is right out of your textbook. Here in wonderful picture. Tornadoes. The formula for the volume of a cone. This is like a little geometry application. You guys did volumes of cones? Maybe not. I bet you did. 1/3 pi r squared times the height. So a cone is, well, isn't pi r squared the area of a circle? So if we do that times the height, divided by 3, that's the volume of a cone. And that's how they approximate tornadoes in the world of meteorology. Man, there are so much math in meteorology. And there's schools, like if you don't know what you want to do, there's like a whole field of meteorology, which is like high tech, high software, very cool. Find a school, find the requirements to get in there, and get yourself a career. That's the cool one. You know, science and math, meteorology. Here's our formula. I don't think I wanted to show you the answer. I just wanted to show you this. So the height is 225 of the tornado. And the radius, I don't know how they measured that, is 75. So go ahead and tell me, what is the volume of this tornado? And then think for a minute, why would anybody care what the volume is? Is that helpful? What will the volume of a tornado tell us?
How large, like,
How much
how much
it
volume it will take up when it makes contact? Like how much damage it could possibly do to the size.
Okay, because like if the largest part comes down. Okay, I'll take it. So curious about tornadoes in this moment. For instance, do they really go 225 meters high? That's only a quarter of a kilometer. So I definitely don't know that. So 75 meters wide is not wide at all. It's like less wide than a football field. Is it? Okay. Is that what you call a spinning tornado? Yeah. Like twister? Okay. Yeah. Let's do this in exact form and just keep pi in our answer. Has anybody seen a super skinny tornado called the twister? Come on, none of you guys have. Anybody seen a tornado at all?
Yeah.
Okay, no, never mind.
It's terrifying.
I've seen a tornado.
You have. You've seen one. I've seen one over water too, going over a bridge. Were you scared? Were you in a car? I was too. We had that same experience.
Did I still copy?
How come the only like we only get one as spouse?
No, there's plenty of tornadoes that spin more towards the east, like in Mayaca, it gets a lot of tornadoes.
Okay, so your 75
Mine.
squared,
Where's mine?
5,625. You can see it up here. I don't need to rewrite it. And then go ahead and in your notes, write a complete sentence answer. The approximate volume of this tornado, 1,325,359 meters cubed, right? Meters cubed per volume. And I'll put one of these formula problems for Ballard tomorrow so that you guys can get a little start on your assignment. Don't you guys still need workbooks? Or did this class get workbooks? You have workbooks. So your assignment, written back there, page 1, 2 through 22 even. I'm not giving you any credit if you don't show work.
What?
So what is it almost done? Is this class still done?
This one tonight.
Why? Okay, so I split it. And it's two kids back.
Sure. Please show work on a different paper. There's not enough room in those
Yes,
workbooks.
there's one in there.
Do you want us to just
Thing. So I think that if you touch it, you push it back out.
can we show our work in a notebook and just title it out with
Yeah, go ahead and show work in your notebook.
What is your mom? So yeah, so I don't think. I mean, I agree with mom.